Before we begin this video, we just want to speak about our new partnership with the mobile sports app called Locker. Locker is a new sports app whose mission it is to centralize premium sports content and put the power in the hands of fans to personalize their world of sport from sources they love and trust. It's recently launched and is available in UK and Irish app stores. It's free to download and it's great for football fans. So ahead of the internationals, give it a download and let us know what you think. We will be announcing more about this partnership in the coming weeks, but you can list your favourite club, whether it's in the Premier League, whether it's in the Scottish League, whether it's in League of Ireland, and you can have all your stuff listed in a feed designated to you, and you can get push notifications as well to your club. So check it out, it's free to download and the link is in the bio.
Stephen, welcome back to Scotland. Firstly, coming back to Hampden Park, tell us about your memories here in that cup run with Dunfermline.
Oh, right. Yeah, it's obviously a long time ago. It was tremendous support from Dunfermline support at that time. I remember, nearly 18,000 people coming up around the stadium there from Dunfermline. There was tremendous passion about the game itself and the run, of course, playing Rangers, Hearts and Hibs. Craig Gordon actually was in goal for Hearts that time, and but it shows you how long ago it was. I had 4 children under 7 then at the final, at the time where the youngest was only 1, and then they're coming tomorrow. They haven't been in Hampden since. They're coming tomorrow, and of course the youngest is now 16. So and the rest of them are finished school and in the real world. So it's that gives an indication how long ago that was.
How do you try and go and create new memories this time around, get another win against Scotland then?
Well, it's a great occasion. We're delighted to come to Hampden, full house. It's a very special game. The players, both sets of players, I'm sure, are looking forward to it. We treat every game in isolation. Scotland have had a good win the other night. We respect that. They played well, and we played well in our last few games. And I think from our point of view, with this Irish team, it's a new Ireland. It's a new Irish team. It's a new identity. We've brought, given over 16 players their international debut in 18 months. The style of play is what the Irish public are connecting with in a major way, and I think right throughout the country, wherever we go, we're inundated with people who connect with this team now. The mixture of youth and experience. We've had to suffer a little bit in terms of some results in the rebuilding, but 44,000 sold out on Tuesday night against Armenia already. For a game on a Tuesday night against Armenia, that's not a Euro qualifier, a World Cup qualifier, so that'll give you an indication of the level of support in the team at the moment throughout the country. People are excited by the team, and the crowd have been extremely passionate. You would have felt that if you were in the game. I'm not sure if you're in the game against Scotland in the Aviva. There's tremendous away support now. This will be our biggest away support, because since we've come in, we've just had obviously COVID issues, and not really, we had away fans at some matches, but this will be our biggest away support since we've become manager. So it's Irish fans travel throughout the world, and so from that point of view, it's a special game.
Gentlemen, the microphone now.
Hi Stephen, obviously going into this one, a lot of people are reflecting on that match in Dublin, the performance you put in, obviously the result that you got as well. What specifically convinces you that you can produce that again here at Hampden?
Well, every game is different. We're not dwelling on that game. We're not dwelling on it. I think we have to move on from that. And it's a new challenge. It's a different challenge. We were coming back into that game on the back of losing 2 games, in fact, so we were disappointed going into that game, but even though we lost those 2 games, it's only that means we've only had 3 defeats in 16. This team, so it's not been, we've seen the improvement to go toe to toe with Portugal home and away, and to go play top teams like Serbia and Belgium and show our quality. So it's we can see the team evolving, and obviously this is a new game. Scotland were very good the other night. They played very well, and to be honest with you, they've been very good since Steve Clark took charge and qualified for the Euros, and they've consistently been good over that period. So anything we get, we know that we'll have to earn. We'll have to earn that. We'll definitely have to earn that, and we know that.
You talk about a new identity, a new style of play that the support, the Irish support are buying into. How far along that evolution are you? Do you feel going into this game?
Well, we feel we can improve for sure, and we're constantly looking to improve, and we feel we can improve on aspects of our performance against Scotland. In fact, so we have to continue to strive to improve, and that's we're not at our full potential. No, we're not. But I think we're continuing to improve.
Tony, I'll done you, please.
Stephen, excuse me. You'll have noted that Steve Clark changed his shape. Do you expect him to do similar against Ireland, because it was successful against Ukraine? And what else did you learn from watching their game against Ukraine?
Yeah, I've really no idea. Scotland consistently played a certain way, and obviously they've changed. They have the ability to change the shape. But with good players, you always have the opportunity to do that. So it's immaterial, really. For us, we've got to focus on ourselves and make sure that we're right, and that's what we're firmly focused on.
Gavin Cooney, please.
Hi, Stephen. How are you injury-wise? Is anyone else? Sorry.
Injury-wise, we're completely no issues at all. Everyone in the camp is fully fit. No one is even doubtful or any doubts. Everyone is fit.
Yeah, and just lastly, I think that change in formation from Scotland in midweek and that change in approach, has that tweaked your thoughts as to what you were originally planning for this game, whether personnel and formation wise?
You have to adapt for sure. You can't play the same way all the time, but you've got to adapt to your opponent, and that's the nature of football. There's nothing. It's always been that way, and so we do have the ability to adapt, and that's what we must show.
Nathan, please.
John, can I just ask you about Nathan Collins? I think there's probably an expectation in that defence, which is how you've seen him develop personality-wise in his game over the last year since he first came into the squad?
Yeah, Nathan's been brilliant. We all knew what a top young player he was when he first came into the squad. I think he's grown as a leader in the squad. Obviously comes with games, but club level as well. He's got his move in the summer, and he's playing week in, week out in the Premier League. So he's a really big part of the squad. He's a really big player for us, and he's doing really well.
Stephen, it's been the calmest squad you've had. Obviously, very few injuries around everyone going with it. It's been sort of straightforward, it feels, for once.
No, listen, we're looking forward to the game. We've had a good training week. We know that Scotland had a brilliant result during the week to beat Ukraine 3-0 was a terrific result. We know we're coming away from home here, and we're going to have to put in a big performance, and we're definitely looking forward to that. And it has been uneventful in all of those aspects.
Last question in the last section from Andy, please.
Stephen, no injuries, which is great. However, there are players who are lacking in club appearances in recent weeks. Are you confident that whatever 11 you name to start tomorrow night will be physically capable of 90 minutes of international football?
Yeah, it's always a dilemma. It's not an exact science. You want your players to play every week. There's no substitute for that, for playing consistently. no substitute. But we don't live in a perfect world. And, you know, sometimes some of our players don't get selected, and we probably have more players consistently playing than we've had previously. However, obviously less players playing in the Premier League than we did previously, but more are playing regularly, and that's a good thing for us. It is one of those dilemmas when players don't play. Where will they be? You can never be certain, 100% certain, if that's the question. But I have no doubts that I've seen everyone train this week, and you know we'll be very strong going into tomorrow.
I mean, Troy Barrett linked it very well. Obviously, those who started the season extremely well at club level. I'm just wondering what emphasis you place on each of those when it comes to selection for tomorrow.
Yeah, it is a dilemma. Shadozi, we now have good competition, which is in all areas, and Callum Robinson was our main, was very influential. Then Scott Hogan was on the back of a great hat trick in the Midlands Derby, and Shadozi's famous scoring goals. So we'll have to consider that, whether we can make any changes at all from the previous Scotland game. Maybe it's difficult to leave anyone out of that team, but it's something we have to consider.
John, I was reading the quotes from Shea Adams, I think, after Wednesday, saying Ireland will have watched that Scotland game and will be worried. Was that your emotions watching the game at all?
No, I think we're just focused on ourselves. We go into every game looking to be on the front foot and try and get the points. So we all know Scotland had a good performance the other night. It was a good result for them, but we're just focused on ourselves. We're looking forward to the game tomorrow night. We have a lot of belief in the squad, and we're raring to go.
I'm just asking about the game in June. Like, some of the players involved in that game hadn't necessarily enjoyed a big win like that for Ireland, in front of a big crowd and stuff. Do you sort of hope that can be the platform for this group to push on, get a taste of that? Because there's been some near misses in the previous year in sort of big games, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it was definitely a big performance and a big result to go with it. I think we had some really good performances and just kind of got edged out like Portugal away and stuff, but to put in that performance on the back of 2 defeats showed the character of the group. We went into that game under a lot of pressure, and we delivered. So we're looking to improve every time we meet up, and that's got to be the aim for everyone. And as a team, we want to keep moving forward. We want to keep getting better, and we're looking to take another step forward tomorrow night.
Gentlemen in central, please.
Hi, Stephen. Do you feel like playing Scotland now is a different proposition to the team that you faced in June?
I think it's they come back. They come into the game on the back of a win either side of us against Armenia. To beat Armenia home and away, so they had some good results as well then. So I don't necessarily think that's the case, to be honest.
David Snake, please. Thank you.
John, how's it going? Before the Azerbaijan game, you only know that you were a captain when you went into the dressing room and saw the captain's armband on your jersey. Have you had that conversation already?
No, that's what happens. Every decision, whether you play or captain, is up to the manager, and we just all have to be focused on doing well in training all week to try and get the nod come game day.
Just going back to the game in June, some coverage in the fallout in the Scottish press, like Ireland were described as spectacularly limited, and it was called a disgraceful performance from them. Does that kind of give you as extra motivation to come here and actually show that you're a serious team?
To be honest, that's the first I've heard of it. No, we just focus on trying to play our game. We don't pay attention to much of the media and stuff. We just want to meet up, train really well, prepare for the games, and go out and try to win games of football.
Paula, please. Paula, and then Philip Quinn.
John, how are you doing? I'm just wondering about Seamus Coleman and Shane Duffy, obviously 2 stalwarts of the team, but not playing a huge amount this season so far.
Yeah, really good mood. You know, two huge players, two huge leaders for the group, and you know, I think when we all meet up, you know, even though we're an international team, you know, it really feels like we're a club team. We're all really together. Everybody loves coming in, and you know, Seamus and Shane are two big, you know, big characters in the group.
Stephen, Shane Duffy had a difficult time at Celtic, but for you, he's been a warrior, scoring important goals. He hasn't played much this season. Have you any fears about playing him tomorrow?
No, Shane is has been a very important player. He's played a very high percentage of the game since I've been manager, and since before I was manager, for all of the managers really. So he's revered in Ireland. He's a very you know, he's been a tremendous player for Ireland, and he's still in the Premier League. So it's only 7 games into the season. I'm sure he'll get his opportunities at Fulham, and he's a proven player. So I would have no qualms about playing Shane.
John Conklin. Stephen, saying that you have no injury issues this week, has that changed anything in terms of your selection? Have you told your players who's playing, or have you been able to work on a certain team prior to even coming over?
Yeah, but we always train in such a way that, well, we've been able to evolve into such have a training regime where, you know, all of the strikers would know their roles. You know, if we 5 strikers for 2 positions, or if we play with 3 up, that they all know their roles, and you know, we have been able to. I suppose the question, how you develop the question is that, have we been able to do 11v11s, which like sometimes you can't do if you have a match on a Wednesday and some players have played on a Saturday or Sunday and it's match day +2, so you're not able to do that sometimes. So this week, yeah, we would have been able to do you know, had 2 days of been able to do blocks of 11v11 training sessions, which you don't always get an opportunity at international level with the advent of 3 game and in the last window 4 game windows. So that's been a help.
Paul Leonard, please.
Stephen, you just alluded to there a few minutes ago, you have to adapt naturally against what the opposition does. People know that Scotland are unbelievably strong in central midfield. Do you have to adapt that area of your team to cope with that? Because obviously they were really outstanding in the second half tonight against Ukraine, naturally enough for a top side themselves.
Yeah, and it was the same midfield that they had in Dublin really, but they're excellent players. All Scotland's players are playing in the Premier League or the Champions League, bar maybe one player or one or 2, but all of their players are more or less playing in the Premier League or the Champions League. So they're a formidable team, Scotland. We highly respect them.
Final 2 questions from the gentleman in the middle and the gentleman at the back.
I can't actually believe I'm going to ask this, but I'll plod on. We spoke to John McGinn this week at the BBC about obviously the Ukraine game, about his goal, but also about the way he seems to effectively use his rear end, for want of a better one, to during matches, and it's a bit unorthodox. Is this something you're aware of?
Say that again, sorry.
Maybe you repeat that.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I'm slightly tongue-in-cheek, but the way he uses that unorthodoxly in his game, is it something you're aware of? Does it play a part in the goal that he got against Ukraine as well?
Well, one of I have to be careful what I say there, but one of you know, in terms of shielding the ball, I suppose one of the great Scottish players was an art form, Kenny Dalglish, shielding the ball, you know, in that regard. So he was one of the greats at doing that, you know, for sure. So I see it is a you know a skill in itself, being able to do that and hold people off and get goals, and so yeah, no problem at all.
Gentleman at the back, thank you.
So Ukraine and Scotland, they're obviously vying for promotion. That competitive edge for them is quite important. So what are you looking for from this Nations League campaign?
Well, we're firmly focused. Obviously, with 2 games on Saturday and on Tuesday, and first of all the Scotland game. So we're very firmly focused on that. As you say, Ukraine and Scotland are in better positions than we are. So from our point of view, we've just got to focus on the Scottish game and try to win it, and that's our ambition.
Okay, guys, thank you very much.